What did we discuss yesterday?
Creation of customers, posting profile.
So what did we create first?
Methods of payment.
Okay, the payment setups, right? So the
O2C.
payment setups first, then yeah, O2C cycle first, we discussed it. Then the payment methods we have discussed and created few, and most few of them are shared from payable. So then what was the hierarchy? I mean, what is the
Customer groups.
yeah, customer groups first? It's important. What is next? Customers is next actually. After that, you will normally create posting profiles. But yesterday we have created posting profile first because we really do not give any accounts for customers, right? We have given accounts for all customers at a time, or will, if at all we have to give, we'll give for a group of customers. So that's why we created posting profile and then we have created customers. So I think that would be that was all we have discussed yesterday. Let's see today. We'll discuss about the customer menu, right? We have to discuss about the menu details in the customer. Then we'll see how we make customer payments and invoices kind of things, operations. So to navigate to customers, we have to go to accounts receivable, customers and all customers. It's taking some time to load. Meanwhile, I'll plug in the charger. See, we have created yesterday two customers, Kia Motors and Hyundai Motors. And we have given two groups like this one, wholesale customer, this one is the retail customer, or we have grouped it in that way. Let's see. I'll just go into this customer. I'll just edit this. As I told you, we have few details or areas where we can give some details for the customers, or we can maintain some customer details. So as you can see here in the general menu, you can see all the general details just like you had in the vendor account as well. So the name of the customer, customer group, and you have the something called as classification group. Normally you can maintain these classification groups for some other purpose, for collections purpose, I think. So you can classify your customers again into few other groups, which would normally be used as used for collection purposes. So you can one classification group you can assign to one collection agent or group of agency of collectors who would normally collect it from the customers. So if it is a very big retail company, normally they will use it, like Coca-Cola and those big retail companies. So you can give number of employees in the customer organization if there are any. Organization number is a unique number that they have. And then we have this ABCD code. So nothing but, I mean, it's a common code in US, like what is this, which category this customer is falling into, A category, B category, or C category. Then you have this DUNS number, which is also a kind of registration number. Then the address book. Normally you can give an address book, which you can configure it in organization administration, where you can configure address books, and you can assign one address book to this particular customer. If not, you can normally create your addresses of the customer here in the addresses menu of the customers. Yesterday we have created two addresses, right? Business address and delivery address to which the goods has to be delivered. Then you can give the contact details just like in the vendor account as well. Other than that, you have some miscellaneous details here in this page. One-time customer. So just like one-time vendor, you can also create a one-time customer account. if this account is a one-time customer account, or you have created this customer as a one-time customer by name also one-time customer, then you can mark this flag as one-time customer. See, this is a regular customer. That is why we created this customer and address and all details. For one-time customers, you don't have any addresses and all details. You just trade with them once, right? You don't have this contacts, addresses and all. Normally for one-time customers, these details are not maintained. It's just the name will be given as one-time customer, and this flag can be enabled for the one-time customers. Other than this, I have statistics groups, so mostly miscellaneous details which are not so much needed to maintain. So there is an account statement. So normally you can print an account statement for the vendor. So how that account statement have to show, it have to show always quarterly, biannually means half yearly, annually, and never the statement should show. It should show always actually. I mean, it's by default. It shows actually by default itself. Then there is a workspace called as customer self-service, through which you can pick web orders and all orders. So it's again a configuration that is there in retail customer self-service portal. So there you will link it. From there you will normally link the web orders or all orders to the customer self-service portal. So here it's not active, so we don't link anything here. Then government ID number for the customer if there is any, country or region where the customer is located in. So that particular country's rules and regulations or any other taxes will apply. You can also give the state details if at all you give country. Then yesterday someone asked this, how we link a vendor account to a customer account. So we can link this remittance account to vendor account here. Normally if this customer is also created as a vendor, so there will be situations where customers also created as vendor. Suppose that we have done trade with this customer. Okay, we have delivered some goods and he paid for it. Later the goods are damaged or goods are not in a good condition and customer was in a thought of returning the goods. So he returned the goods. Now we have to refund the money, right? So he is demanding that his money has to be sent in check form. So if you want to print a check on his name, how can we print a check? We can print a check only in vendor payment journal, right? We can't print a check in customer payment journal or any other place. Only in vendor payment journal we can print the check. So that is why we can create the same customer account as vendor account there. Some number like vendor 41 and all, Kia Motors again, and you can link that vendor account here in the customer account so that both of them will be linked. So that when you selecting that vendor account, I mean the Kia Motors account there in the accounts payable, you can print a check for the vendor of Kia Motors. So both are same, just that it is in the customer's workspace and that will be in the vendor workspace. So that is how you can link a vendor account to the customer account here in this place. So remittance means payment normally. So we usually pay to the customers only when there is a refund that we have to make for the return of goods or any advance payments has to be repaid or returned. Then remittance will come into place. So in that case, we will link a vendor account to the customer account. So here these are not related to this, so I'm not linking any now. Automatic notification and cancellation exemptions. So this is also specific to US, maybe automatic notifications and cancellation exemptions. So we don't have such kind of exemptions, or neither of them will maintain this as well. And you have some codes, F code, federal, non-federal exempted customer, trading partner code, agency location code, 1099C indicator. So all are specific to US only again. And you have some active things here, intercompany orders. So this option is actually for creating intercompany orders. There is a process for creating intercompany orders. So you can buy goods within your organization. Suppose if I have another company called as Amazon within this in the list of companies, so I can buy goods directly from Amazon. So I can sell goods directly to Amazon by creating intercompany relationship, trade relationship between two companies. So if time permits, once after completing this, we'll see that one. It's a very big process. Actually, it needs some 10 to 15 steps to follow. Or else if I have any, I'll share you the document of intercompany orders. Okay. So all these are up to that. Direct delivery is also an option where normally deliver the goods directly. See, I am My company is MRF, so I want to sell some goods to a customer. Suppose let's assume that there is a customer for whom I want to sell the goods. In my MRF company, I don't have that goods to sell to him. Customer placed an order, but I don't have my goods in the inventory. So what I'll do is I'll take the goods from other company within my organization. Suppose here if I drop down, I have USMF or any other company, right? So USMF is having that inventory. USMF is also one of my company only. I mean, it's in the same line of business, and both of us are under single parent company. All of these companies are just subsidiary companies under a single parent company. So you can borrow goods from USMF and sell it to the customer or deliver it to the customer, or you can say to USMF just deliver the goods to the customer directly. So that is what called as direct delivery. In this case, what happens is instead of you, USMF will deliver the goods to the customer, but invoice will be booked on your name only in USMF. So if USMF is selling the goods to you, you are buying the goods from USMF. So that transactions all will be posted directly in Dynamics. So there in USMF, you will see a sales order. Here, because you are buying goods from USMF, so you will see a purchase order. Again, you will also have a sales order here since you are selling goods to another customer outside. You are not delivering the goods, but you are just selling it. Delivery will be done by USMF directly. Just like the trade pattern in India. Suppose let's say Flipkart. If you buy something from Flipkart, if you order a mobile from Flipkart, normally Flipkart will not manufacture the mobile, right? Or Flipkart will not take the mobile and directly send you. Flipkart will have their authorized dealer somewhere here in your city only. So that Flipkart will give order to that particular dealer saying that you deliver this product to that particular person who is residing in your area. So that Flipkart person will collect that and will pack it in a Flipkart box, and then from that godown he'll deliver the goods to your place. So he will first collect the goods from that particular distributor or whoever is there or the seller. So but Flipkart doesn't really deal with products. It have its own dealers who would normally send those goods to the customers. So in that way, this direct delivery works. Let's see if time permits. We'll discuss about this intercompany orders and all details. Okay. So we have some sales demographics for this customer. Who is the primary contact? What is the line of business? So we can create some line of business like what is the line of business, wholesaler, retailer, or any distributor. Or you can say what line of business like pharma or of retail pharma, wholesale pharma, or retail dealer of spare parts like that. You can have a line of business for this customer. Employee responsible means the employee in your company who is responsible for handling the actions with this customer. So you will assign one employee to this customer so that that one particular employee will be responsible for trade with this customer, maybe with the invoices or payments or anything else. So that particular employee will take care of everything. Okay, then you have some segments and sub-segments in business. Normally you have no right. If it's retail, segment means pharma retail. Within that you have sub-segment again. So you can have company chain if you have any. So all these are normally created and maintained by supply chain team. It's not necessary that you have to give all these things for a customer, but for preparation of reports or for tracking of customers or to understand who are your customers and what line of business they hold, you can maintain all these details here in this menu. Okay, mostly it is all collected and configured by supply chain team. If at all client asks you to configure, so mostly client doesn't really bother about all these things, but they have those details they can maintain here. We have these options, and you can also maintain some notes regarding the customer in this field. Other than that, important things could be this one, credit and collections, where you can give some credit limit to the customer. Okay, see invoicing and delivery on hold. So you can keep some mandatory credit limit. If you enable this mandatory credit limit, and you can give a credit limit to your customer. Credit limit means, suppose if I say 1 lakh, so this customer have taken 1 lakh credit from me until, and after that if I'm trying to create any sales order or trying to book any invoices for the customer, it will simply throw error saying that this customer exceeded his credit limit. Let him pay. Let him pay the credit amount that he is holding. Once after that, you can again do the trade. Okay, this credit limit, this is how it works. So you can give a credit limit to a customer so that whenever that credit limit exceeds, system will stop you from doing transactions for transactions means invoice transactions for the customer. If you are doing payment transactions means you are receiving money, right? It will not stop you. So you can use this option, invoice and delivery on hold. You can, so regardless of the credit and all, so normally this is not kept on hold. Customer also can be kept on hold, just like how vendor can be kept on hold. See, if I give all means this vendor will be this customer will be temporarily kept on hold. You cannot do any transaction with this customer, neither the invoices nor the payments, anything. You can also keep this customer hold for specific things like for invoice. So now I kept this customer on hold for invoice. But if at all he is paying something, I can book the payment transactions for this customer only for specific invoice, or I can hold him for payments itself. Entered value is not valid for invoicing and delivery on hold field. So it's saying that this payment is not valid because mostly no one will keep customer payments on hold because you will receive payments, right? It is benefit to you. So that's how you can keep either hold for all transactions or no means. By default it will show no means, not hold, or vendor is open for transactions either for invoices or for payment transactions. So this one is credit limit. As I told you, if you enable this, credit limit will be checked for invoices that you are going to book or sales orders that you are going to book for the customer. Again, this is not the only parameter we have. For credit limit, we have parameters again in accounts receivable parameters as well as credit and collections parameters. We have many of them, but this is a credit limited customer level. So if you enable this, then only that parameters will work, or if you enable those parameters also, if you do not give credit limit here or mandatory credit limit option here for the customer, it doesn't really work. If you enable this and if you also enable those parameters in the accounts receivable parameters and credit and collections parameters, then it will work. Okay. You can also give a credit rating to your customers. Credit rating means if he's a good customer or bad customer, you know, credit rating points, right? According to your credit rating system in your company, you can give credit rating. A means good customer, B means average, C means this customer delays the payments, like that. You can give ratings like that to the customer, or you can give in points like 700, 800, 900, less like the custom credit score we have in the market. Then you can give collections contact, who is the person responsible for, no, sorry, who is the person with whom you can contact for collections. So collections contact, you can give a name, create a detail, click on view details, and you can create one collections contact, and you can give that contact name here for them. Other than that, I have default right of reason. You know, default right of reason, I told you for the customer group also we have the default right of reason, like customer insolvency or customer not paying, customer discrepancies. You can have any right of reasons for which customer is not paying the money and you are going to write off the amount. So if you want to write off, this could be one of the reason, or this would be a default reason. So it won't be a same reason all the time, but there can be chances that you can give a default write off reason for this customer so that someone who is going to write off will try to understand. If in this case, you can write off the balance for the customer. Okay. Then you have exclude interest charges and exclude collection fees. So this is for credit rating only normally. So exclude interest charges, exclude collection fee means in the credit limit, these are excluded. The collection fees and interest charges will be excluded, as far as I think. So if normally if I keep it as no means, these also will be included in the credit limit. Suppose vendor has done a trade for customer has done a trade with us for 90,000, which is which is on credit. He did not pay that 90,000 yet. So we have charged some collection fees from him. We have sent some agents for him for 4 or 5 times for collecting the amount, but he did not pay. So for that we will collect another 2 to 3,000. Interest charges, we have also started charging the interest on the payment amount that is pending from the customer. So for that also we will add amount. So that will be another 10,000. So totally the customer balance will be 90,000 plus 10,000. Almost it have reached the credit limit amount of 1 lakh. Now you cannot do any transaction or you cannot create any sales order or invoice for the vendor since your credit limit is up to the mark. I mean, you have reached the credit limit, including the interest charges and collection fees that you have to collect from the customer other than the invoice amount pending. You will also have this one additionally. So this is one menu which is maintained by most of the retail customers, not really maintained in other sectors, but we have a good module called credit and collections and credit management, which is a new feature. So we using those options, they can normally handle the customer payments or customer collections. So they will assign the different customers to different collection agents who are responsible for collecting the money from the customers. They will send the reminders notifications to the customers for paying the amount. I mean, they'll send a reminder that your money is due or your payment is due. Please pay it by this time. Please pay it by that time. So like that, they will keep on sending the reminders. And we can block the customers if they are not paying in time or if they are paying in irregular times, crossing the due dates often. So for that, we have a separate module and system called credit management. I mean, credit and collections. In that, we have a feature called credit management. Other than this, we have sales order defaults. You know, these charges groups, site and warehouse. For the whenever you create any sales order for this customer, what should be the site and warehouse from which the goods have to be picked. You can see here. Then commission groups, sales groups, discount groups for trade discounts. Then that would be all. Most of them are dealt by the supply chain team only. All these details and all. It's not necessary that finance consultant should know all these things, or you can also learn once you learn supply chain. You can also learn all these things, how to configure and use them. Other than this, we have payment defaults, which is for finance consultant. Again, you can give the terms of payment, default method of payment for this customer, like cash payment or check receipt. Since in which particular mode of payment you will pay regularly, you can select that kind of payment mode. Payment specifications, if any, we can configure payment specifications like receiving, any payment specification could be, and the agent should collect the money in a cover page, or vendor will post the money, or he'll send a telegram, or he'll send the UPI. You can give a payment specification that UPI address is mandatory or UPI code is mandatory once the transaction is done, like that. Payment schedules you can apply by default, or you can apply them directly on the sales order invoices. Just like we applied it on the vendor invoices, you can apply them directly on the sales order invoices. Since I give 30 days, there is no payment schedule that we can accommodate in 30 days. So I am ignoring the payment schedule. If I give net 3 months, and I can give a 3-month payment schedule if I want to, like that. Can also give a payment day here usually, or I can accommodate a payment day in terms of payment itself. Directly I can give a payment day as well. Cash discount codes by default I can give here. Payment terms, base days. So you can give some base days for payment terms. Normally, like for check payment, you have 2 days time, because you will pay today by check, but the check will reach lately to the customer. So you can have that kind of option or grace days. Then customer bank account. Normally you can create customer bank account somewhere here. The details of the customer bank accounts here under setup. Here, let me create one for you. Under customer, under bank accounts, I can create. Can create new bank account for the customer. So you can select a bank group directly here. What is the bank group? Either customer is having ICICI Bank or SBI Bank, or if there is any other bank, you can create bank group also. These bank groups are normally created in cash and bank management only. Okay, suppose let us say customer is also having ICICI Bank. So name automatically took here ICICI. I'll give ICICI. Name also ICICI Bank. Bank account number of the customer. Let's say this number. And you can give routing number, SWIFT code or IFSC code here. So ICICI 000 26. You can give currency of that bank account. If it's a foreign customer, you can give foreign currency. Other than that, you have some details of message to bank, whatever you have, or an address of the bank, contact information of that particular bank or the person who is related to the customer bank. You can maintain all these things in this customer bank account. So just to save the customer bank details data, you can use this option. Mostly they'll save the bank details of the vendors, but for customers also you can save. They'll save the bank details of the vendor because they have to make payments, right? So they will refer them. But for customers, normally they'll pay through any other bank, but we will receive into our bank account. So no need to maintain. But in case of if you want to do any refunds, you can maintain this data, customer bank account data. Now, if you scroll drop down, you can see that bank account that you have created, ICICI Bank. Okay, I have this option yellow on account. Not sure what is this yellow on account. Installments eligible for the bank account. Yes. Use cash discount. Normal means normal cash discount. Whatever the cash discount code you give, that will be selected. Always and never are also options. Always means always cash discount will be calculated whenever you give any discount code here. Never means never a cash discount is given for this customer. So normal means you can sometimes give or sometimes may not give. Then I have some more options. Check hold threshold limit. I think this check hold threshold limit is an option for customers only, until which amount they can send you the checks. What is the minimum amount that customer should give you a check? Suppose if I say $100, at least the amount should be $100 if customer have to send you a check. If the amount that customer have to pay us is less than $100, you don't take checks from customers usually. You will ask them to pay in any other mode, like to pay directly through cash or any other transfer. So I think that's the thing. If at all it's less than $100, you don't take that check, or checks will be kept on hold. So this number of days, I think it is also for the grace days between the payment date to the check receipt date, or it should be, and that would be the thing actually, number of days. Other than that, I have financial dimensions where I can give default financial dimensions to my customer, like cost center, department, or location. So I say this customer is specifically for Bangalore location, or mostly the goods that I buy from this customer are for Bangalore location. So I'll tag this Bangalore location to this customer. Or sometimes you can also create a product as financial dimension. Mostly this particular customer deals with single product. You can give that product name here. In the product financial dimension, you can create that product, dimension, and you can select that product. Other than that, these are details related to warehouse. So the warehouse management team will normally looks into, or supply chain team will normally looks into this warehouse details. So for invoice and delivery, we have other details here. If you can see, invoice account option you have. So invoice account, as I told you earlier, in the vendor, in the accounts payable, while we created vendor account, there also I told you this concept of invoice account. This invoice account is nothing but the, if you have parent and child relationship between your customers. Suppose if you have the same customer, 3 accounts of the same customers in your customers list. So one will be the main customer for which you normally send the invoices to. You will deliver the goods to other 2 customers also, like Tata 1 and Tata 2 and Tata Group. So for you will deliver goods to Tata 1 and Tata 2, but invoices you will send to directly Tata Group company only. Okay, Tata 1 and Tata 2 will place orders for you, or requests to deliver the goods from you. But you deliver the goods to their place, but invoice will be booked to this invoice account. You will give the Tata Group account here for the child companies, so that invoices will be booked on that group company, and payments also will be received from group company. Okay, that's how you use this invoice account. Invoice address normally is picked from invoice account or order account. So invoice account means whatever the invoice account you give here, address will be picked from there. Or order account means invoices are directly sent to the order account. Order account means the child account you will use, right? If in case you have this invoice account relationship, multiple customer relationship, then order account means order account will be the child customer account, like Tata One account. If I select invoice account means it will be the group customer account that I assign here. Invoice account will be sent to the invoice will be sent to that in address only, address of that particular group company. So mostly they will give invoice account only in case if they are using any group company account here. Instead, if you don't use group company account also, it will directly send to the this customer account only. There won't be any other group customer or group vendor like that if you don't maintain. You can maintain a specific number sequence group which is specific to this particular customer. So whenever you do any transactions with this customer, that unique numbers will be picked for vouchers or for invoices, for product, for packing slip voucher or for invoice voucher or for any other payment transactions voucher. Number sequences will be picked from here. It's not usual for in maintenance in business. So if you do not give anything here, it will normally take it from the accounts receivable parameters. We have these number sequences, right? From there only it will take those general vouchers or the usual vouchers, voucher numbers. So if you configure a separate group for it, yeah, it will take separate vouchers from here. So it's specific to Italy or Spanish companies. Few of them will maintain this unique number sequence groups for their customers. Not compulsory. Or it's a real hectic thing if you maintain multiple number sequence groups for different customers. So it will be trouble for auditors to match or to understand which transaction is a customer transaction or which transaction is a outside transaction like that. Or you have multiple voucher numbers for customer transactions. So pattern will be differing. So which is very difficult for them. Then invoice template, I think this is for printing. So you have only one report template. Let's take it by default. Then you have this delivery terms, mode of delivery, in which mode of delivery you all normally deliver goods to this customer. You can select mode of delivery as truck or train or flight or ship, anything. Delivery reason why you are delivering, delivery terms and conditions if there are any. So mostly these delivery related details are configured by supply chain team only. Then you can give a sales tax group, a default sales tax group for the customer, or tax exempt number for the customer if there is any tax exempt number, and prices include sales tax is applied to this customer, or you will calculate sales tax upon the prices, or it will be included within the prices, so it will be given here. So we will see that part during sales tax application after we configure the sales tax module. After the accounts receivable, we'll configure sales tax, then we'll see it. Then other than that, we have few things like transportation or bill of lading. Especially now we have separate module called as lading actually. This bill of lading is for transportation and all delivery of goods purpose only. That would be all. The direct debits and details are normally for this is for retail. In case if this customer is linked to the retail module, then you can give these details of retail here. Direct debit mandates are normally for the banks, I think. So if you want to maintain these direct debits, you can create that conditions here. Direct debit conditions. Other than this, we have, what else we have? We have some of the details here in the top, like customer details, transactions, balance, and all. We do not see any transaction because we did not post anything for this customer yet. Balance you can see as 0 because this customer we did not use for any transaction, right? So usually see this as 0. In the same way, we have that menus, right? You can see here. So set up bank accounts, credit cards, and other details, attachments for the customer, registration IDs where you can give some GST numbers or tax numbers or anything. You can give registration numbers of the customer, his trade registration number, or if at all is registered with any other authority, you can give it here under this. Other than that, you can see under sell, you can normally see sales. You can create a direct sales quotation, sales order, opportunity leads from here. So normally you will deal with sales orders and invoices only as a finance functional consultant. Quotations and opportunities, leads and everything will be normally dealt by supply chain team. Can also create some trade agreements with the customer. Like if you buy these many goods, we can sell it at this price and all that kind of agreements you can do. Agreements related to prices and discounts also you can create from here. So this will normally be in sales and marketing module. Under invoices, again you can create a free text invoice, recurring invoices. We'll use this menu further. And under journals, you can see invoice journal or and collect. Yeah, you can see some collections, payment journals, collection letters, interest notes, and other fees. You can see write-offs. You can do write-off from here. Reimbursements you can do from here. You can see the customer statement from here. You can also settle the transactions from here, but normally you can settle the transactions from transactions page also, like we do in vendor transactions. In the same way, we have projects, which is most related to project accounting. We can also link this customer transactions to project accounting and management module, which we are not learning. Or service, we can have some service orders. This is also another module where we can create service orders to the customers other than sales orders. Mostly service sector industries will have the service orders which are created for customers. If you're providing a service, you can create a service order. Or you can also create a service agreement, means regularly you will provide that service to the customer until that particular service agreement is expired. So if you take 1 year service, you will create that service agreement and you will collect that money on that service order from the customers, and you will provide that service or according to the agreement. If at all the agreement is breaked, again you have to refund it. So it is mostly related to service. I think there is this module separately for service orders and all. Then I have marketing campaigns where I can create some campaigns and call lists and telemarketing and mailing. So you can reach out to customers on these details for regarding marketing, like saying that you have this offer, you are selling these products, and you just make the customers understand that what you are selling, and you can market it through here. Retail, where if you link it to the retail module, you can see these details, or generally these details are mostly for the retail module. And you have some general details. You can raise some cases. Case means I told you earlier, if there are any disputes, you can create cases, and you can keep on writing on the case the notes, like what is happening in these discussions, or that what is that redressal team or disputes clearance team is doing, what is the actual conclusion for that particular week on the dispute. You can maintain as cases. That would be all. I think in statistics and financial, you can see the details or trade details with the customer, how much invoices, how much payments and all. You'll see that. So that would be all mostly in the customer menu. Okay. So the things that you have to keep in mind are the basic details in the general menu, addresses and the payment defaults and invoice defaults and contact informations and bank details, as well as the registration numbers in case if there are any. Mostly they will maintain that only, clients. Remaining all details, yeah, they are specific to the industry that you're going to work for. If it is a retail company that you're going to work for, they would have certain more details, or in that detail that has to be filled and integrated according to their retail requirement or their industry requirement. So that is all about this creation of customers. I'll try to create one more customer number 3. Yeah, suggest me a name for this customer.
M&M.
M&M. Mahindra Motors, you mean to say?
Yes,
Okay. Mahindra or Mahindra? I'm not sure. Should be Mahindra, right? Mahindra Motors. Okay. Customer group, I'll just keep it as the any customer, retail customer, and that's all. I'll just save it. Right, you can close it. So do not forget one of the option that I told you, right? Hold, keeping the customers on hold. Normally for vendors, if you click here, you will see that hold option on vendor and for vendors. But for customer, you have to go into the customer menu, into the credit and collection. There you see this option of keeping the customer on hold. Okay, remember that point. So other than this, the next topic of discussion would be payments, customer payments or receipts from customers. So just like vendor payments, we also have customer payments or receipts from customers, what we call, or collections from customers. So it is normally done here under this page, accounts receivable, payments, payment journal. We have same like in accounts payable, payments and payment journal. We also have accounts receivable, payments and payment journal. Here you can create payment. So this is normally the same payment journal. This is called customer payment journal. That was called vendor payment journal. Okay, you can create a payment journal here. Accounts receivable, payments and payment journal. Yeah, it's empty here. We don't have any payment journals created. Let's see how we can create a payment journal. I'll just click on new here. See, it creates a payment journal. If I drop down, I see I don't have any journal. So for this purpose, I have to create a journal. So how to create a journal, guys? Journal name.
Click
How
on
to
view details. Right.
right click, go to view details. Yes. So we should have few journals here. So we have to create one more journal. So this journal is for what is it for?
Customer receipts.
Payments. I
Customer
would say
payment.
okay. I'll say it as customer payment journal. Then the most important is journal type. So the journal type is customer payments. We have it here somewhere. Customer payment. This is the journal type. What is the journal type for vendor payments?
Vendor disbursement.
Correct. Vendor disbursement. What is the journal type for vendor invoice journal?
Vendor record invoice recording.
Correct. So for general journals and intercompany journals,
Daily.
it's daily. Yes. Sometimes in interview they will also ask you this kind of silly questions. So keep that in mind. Okay. Someone who is having good hands-on experience will answer this question quickly. Okay. Remember these journal types. These are also important. And then I'll give a voucher series for it, which is compulsory. I'll just create one. Create new voucher series. Just say customer pay. Company specific for MRF. Select, remove the company name. I don't want it. Customer pay. 6 digits. Come down. 6 digit. Continuous. Save it. Go back. Search for customer pay, and you can see that one that you have created. That's here. And I will save this. Go back. Select the journal. You can see that journal now here because you gave the journal type as customer payment. So journal type is important to understand in which particular area that journal will be effective or is used. So Since I gave customer payment, it is used in customer payment journal. It's more or less like the same journal. All the journals will be looks like same header level, line level, and all. So this is all the header level where you see the basic details of general setup. You can give some default things and blocking in case if it is blocked. Financial dimensions, the default dimensions within the header level, and history of the transaction, even the workflow history if the workflow is configured. So other than this, I can go to lines within this header to create the customer payment line, or I can create multiple lines too. So of today's date, okay, let's see for today's date. So you can see the voucher number. Now if you drop down the account, what will you see here?
Customer accounts.
Correct. In the vendor payment journals, you see vendor accounts, right? So in customer payment journal, you will see the customer accounts. See, you have 3 customers, Kia, Hyundai, and Mahindra. So suppose let's select this first customer, Kia, and the customer name will come here in a second. Kia Motors. Okay. You can give the invoice details. If you are receiving this payment for any invoice, you can directly select that invoice. But for this company, so this customer, we don't have any invoice right yet. So this field we'll just leave it. Okay. This is not where you enter the invoice number. I mean, you can enter invoice number, or you can select in the drop down the particular invoice, or it's not necessarily that you have to always make a payment against an invoice or receive the payment against an invoice. So this is an advance payment, right? So I'm not giving any invoice details. I'll write the description as advance payment from Kia. Okay, so what happens here, debit or credit? What happens customer to customer when customer pays money to us?
Credit.
So why is credited?
That is a liability for us.
No, it's not big. It's not about liability for us.
We are receiving money from customer.
Credit the giver.
Correct. Credit the giver. Someone who is giving or someone who is paying will always be credited. So customer will be credited here whenever he makes a payment to us. Suppose let's say $1,000 of advance payment that I am receiving from the customer. So customer will be credited. So money I can receive into my cash account or my bank account. If at all I have to receive into my bank account, I'll change this offset account type as bank. Select the bank account, offset account as ICICI Bank. Here I see method of payment as UPI automatically showing up. How and why? Any idea, anyone? Why method of payment is showing as UPI automatically? No idea.
No.
While we have given the methods of payment and while creating vendor.
Customer, yes.
Sorry,
So,
customer.
so for the customer or for the customer group, we might have given the default method of payment as UPI. So that's why it automatically picked UPI here. You can change it if you want. You can select anything other than this. Let me keep it as UPI. Okay, suppose let's assume that customer made the payment, and you can give a payment reference here. Payment reference means it's a kind of UPI ID you will have, right? If at all they make payment through UPI, you have this UPI ID. So let's say they have made check payment. Okay, check. So I selected check here. For this method of payment check, normally I gave this. What is it? 1 second. So there is an option here, payment status as received I gave. So as soon as I select this as check, and I have received the check from customer, so I'll change the payment status to received. Okay. So customer said that he sent check. So I created a check transaction like this. So as and when I received the check, I'll change the payment status to received. If at all I don't change it to received and I keep it as none, I can't post this transaction. Because this method of for this method of payment check, I gave the payment status should be received. So only when it is received, I can post the transaction. Okay, so I kept it as received, and I'll give a payment number like customer check number will be there, right? So that will be the payment reference. Customer check number will be something like 405. So I'll give the payment reference number as 405, or I can just give it as check 405. So it is the check number of the customer which he sent to us. Then I have this option called as use a deposit slip. So I told you that there is a concept called as deposit slip in Dynamics, wherein for customer transactions you can post a deposit slip. Normally when you have this check in hand, or if you credit this check in bank, if you go and drop this check in bank, they will give a deposit slip, right, in bank that you have deposited a check. Or if you deposit some money in bank, they will give you a form to fill. So after filling the form, they will take one bigger form and they will give small slip of deposit slip as an acknowledgement that your money is being deposited in the bank today and this is the amount of money. They'll give a stamp also on the deposit slip. So in the same manner in Dynamics also we can print a deposit slip and maintain it for our purpose. Okay, if it is a bank transaction, we can print a deposit slip and maintain for just only for our sake or for our records. So how to use the deposit slip, I'll show you. You have to enable this option, use a deposit slip. Okay, deposit slip will be printed after posting the transaction. Remember that point. So first of all, for that you have to enable this use a deposit slip option. Okay, now you can see I have created a customer payment. Okay, advance payment from customer. I have credited the customer and eventually that will debit my bank account because I'll receive money into my bank account. Method of payment I used as check. There is no printing of check here because we are receiving check. We are not sending any check, so we don't print any checks. So just customer payment reference check number I have entered here and I'm using a deposit slip. See, use a deposit slip option. I'm using it. I'll save it. Then I'll validate it. First, later I'll post it. So there is a error message. Posting profile has not been set in accounts receivable parameters. So what to do now?
We have to give the posting profile and accounts receivable parameters.
Correct. In the accounts receivable parameters, we missed this step. So in accounts receivable parameters, we have created a posting profile yesterday, right? We have to link it in the ledger. The ledger and sales tax page, I think in the accounts receivable parameters, just like in accounts payable parameters, we have an option called ledger and sales tax. Here I have this option for general posting profile where I have to give the posting profile for general payments and posting profile for prepayments. You can give one here. Posting profile, save it. So now we don't throw any error. Okay, I can just again save it or refresh the journal and I can post it. I mean validate it and then post it. So that step is compulsory, guys. You have to assign that posting profile in the parameter so that system will understand which is the posting profile that you are going to use. So it's a compulsory step. Now it is validated and there is no error. Now I can post it. So it is posted as you can see here. Okay, journal is posted. So what is the voucher for this?
Bank account will be debited and the accounts receivable account will be credited.
Okay, is it the same for everyone or do you have another opinion? Sairam, Saideep.
No.
Okay, let's see the voucher then. Here I have this voucher. Bank account is debited for 1000. Accounts receivable account is credited for 1000. Correct. So I set this option of deposit slip, right? In order to print a deposit slip, you have this option under functions. All of them are disabled except deposit slip. So I told you right after posting journal only you can print the deposit slip. So here I have this option of deposit slip. I can click on deposit slip. So for which date you can print deposit slip for any date. Suppose that I am receiving this check today on 27th, but I'm depositing this check tomorrow in the bank, like on 28th. So I can print the deposit slip for 28th, so that indicating that I have reached it to bank for depositing this check on 28th and deposited this check in on 28th in the bank. So I can keep it like that. So you can click on OK. It will take a while to load and it will post the deposit slip, or it will print the deposit slip automatically. So that you can see again in the cash and bank management module. I'll show you. It's taking a long time. Time. So you can print this here on the screen normally. Just print it. Takes a while to print, but it will print. Just a small deposit slip you will get, and well, out of time it is. Yeah, deposit slip is printed, as you can see here. Deposit slip number, it automatically took the general number like MRF 000001. You could have changed the slip deposit slip number sequence in the cash and bank management parameters if you want to. And you can see it's a check, and check number 405 is the payment reference, and you have deposited it on 2810 in the bank. That amount was $1,000. It's a small thing. So you can see this, your bank account number, ICICI, your bank account number. Yeah, it is your bank account number. So in this bank account, it is being deposited. Then where you can see this deposit slip is in cash and bank management. Here you have this option of deposit slips. Under payment reversals, you can see deposit slips. It's not only for reversal. Normally this is a kind of inquiry where you can see all the deposit slips for your banks. If you click here on the deposit slip, just above checks, you have deposit slips. Click on it and you can see your deposit slip here. And for this also you can see the voucher. So same bank, same transaction voucher you can see here. Just like for check voucher, you will see that vendor payment voucher, right? So here you can see customer payment voucher. And you also have the same mechanism for reversal of this deposit slip. You have this cancel payment option. Before that, just like for check reversal, how we are doing review process and all, you can enable for deposit slip also. And you can also create a separate journal for deposit slip. bank deposit slip cancellation or reversal, something is there as the journal name. We'll see tomorrow maybe how we can reverse a deposit slip. So this is how we can maintain a deposit slip, indicating that you have, you have this payment for the deposit slip, or you have deposited something in the bank account for this $1,000. So deposit slip number 1, and you have printed one right here. You can export it in any format, and you can keep it as for a record, for a physical record. You can keep it safely. Okay, you can categorize them by customer, or you can save it, or you can also export it and in a file, and you can keep it in some folder. Okay, just for reference sake. So that's all about how we can make a customer payment and do a deposit slip. It's not mandatory that you have to print a deposit slip all the time, but some people will maintain it to maintain the accuracy of the payments on the amount that they have deposited in bank. So they will do it. Okay, if you reverse this deposit slip, entire payment transaction also will get reversed. Just like in check payments, when you reverse it, the transaction will get reversed, right? Vendor will get debited and bank will get credited in if you reverse the check payment. In the same way, if you reverse this deposit slip also, this customer account will get debited and your bank account will get credited. Sorry, that was reverse. In reverse, I think I told for vendor, but here again your customer account will get, since it is credited here in the payment, if at all you reverse it, it will get debited and your bank account will get credited. Sorry, bank account will get credited, correct. Through your bank, you will refund the money to customer, right? Or like that, you can reverse it. That would be all for today. Maybe tomorrow we'll do some more customer transactions, and we will also do this invoices. There is a concept, or very important concept, called as free text invoice. This we will do tomorrow. Once after completing it, we have some other concept as recurring free text invoice. We'll also see it. So this is very advanced concept, but however, we'll see it recurring free text. After that, we'll see how to settle the invoices to the payments. If time permits, time doesn't really permit tomorrow. If permits, we will discuss about sales orders and invoices too. So that will take another class maybe after that. So that would be all, guys. If there is anything else, yes, you can ask. If not, you can drop off. I'll stop the recording until here.